Yeah, it was pretty telling and all the details around it all. Yeah, all of it. That was what I kept thinking, that they're definitely showing a lot more than just, "Hey, here's some giant trolls." They were definitely, yeah, winking left and right to all the people in the know. And the Christian blood thing again. And I get that's part of the mythology. So apparently we just went live on YouTube.
You're
'Cause
damn
now I'm
right
getting
we
this,
did. Damn right
hold
we
on.
did.
Josh did it. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Yeah, my internet was out. Don't ask me how the fuck we were talking. But
That's weird.
Yeah, it was not even my like wireless router because my computer's hardwired in. It was my modem was like I had zero internet coming into my house.
Yet we were on Skype. That's insane.
How fucking weird is that?
I woke up, my phone was just off with like a full charge. It just decided, hey, I'm going to shut off on, radio night. Yeah, you could pick any day of the week except for Monday night and Thursday night. I would care less if you just shut off. Don't shut off when I got to be up or 5 a.m. Not cool. And then turn my TV volume up to 50 so Bob and Cammie hear the Skype call. It's no big deal. I mean, they're up, It's not like they were passed out sleeping. But yeah, that's just crazy. That it turned the TV up to 50. You know how loud that would be? Because I put my speakers all the way up. So I usually run my sound at like 14, maybe 16. I mean, it goes real loud. And I wake up on 50. I bing, bing, boom. Like, what the hell? I mean, I just shot out of bed. So I think we might see Disney movies starting to go back to normal.
Well, normal for what?
Yeah, I don't know what that even means, but go ahead. So instead of like woke, they'll just go back to perverted, psychotic, child molesting, and okay,
yeah.
cool.
But they'll put it back in the subliminal, so no, it's not quite so obvious anymore.
Yeah, they're going to have their shares have shed all pandemic gains and for selling for their lowest price since October 2014. Now, if you look at inflation just over the last 8 years, that means this is even lower than that. Their shareholders are now losing money. Now it's becoming real for Disney. $84 a share. The second worst performance, blah, 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 blah. Dow Jones, okay. Wow. Disney shares have closed lower than their down 45.7% on the year. Worst stock performance since 1974, according to FactSet. I don't know what FactSet is. Their last good box office run was Guardians of the Galaxy. Wow. Yeah, I mean, this happens to a lot of businesses eventually, right? I never thought I'd see Disney crumble and fall. Not saying that they are. I mean, they're one of the big six. But yeah, I never thought I'd see Disney get, stupid, I guess.
Or we may be held accountable is what I never thought I'd see Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, looks like Laura had it about right. We made it just in time for the first break, which is sitting here in about 15 seconds. But I do believe we are live, at least for the time being.
We'll see what happens.
We will see what happens. We were live before we went live. And nothing
Right,
happened,
we double live, all the way live.
So if you've managed to make it this far, do stick around, because we do have some more coming up this way. I mean, don't ask me what, but I imagine it's going to be something. There, I thought I heard break music. Anyway, we'll be right back. This is the Ironworx Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. Second half of the first half coming up right after this.
And to get the most from this series, let me give you just a quick list. Here's number one, be thankful. I think, first of all, to get more, we need to just be thankful for what we already have, especially living in this unbelievable country. But here we are, right? Probably doing well. But let's be thankful for where we are, because that's how good ideas start to flow. Thanksgiving for what you've already got. Here's what blocks the flow of all good information: cynicism. It's not that difficult to be a practiced cynic. Feeling cynical about circumstances, cynical about place, cynical about opportunity, cynical about people. But if we turn that around, turn cynicism into thanksgiving, now the ideas can flow, information can flow, refinement of ideas can flow. So that's number one, be thankful.
From the dawn of man, we have turned to nature to help attain balance within ourselves. But somewhere, we lost our way. Western culture is once again remembering the healing benefits of CBD, the non-psychoactive component of the hemp plant. That's why more and more people who use CBD report relief from inflammation and chronic pain, balanced blood sugar and cardiovascular system, relief from muscle tensions, tremors, migraines, headaches, anxiety, depression, and the list goes on. The big question is, where do you get it? iLife is a 99% pure CBD oil made with all organic ingredients, and it's available to TFR listeners worldwide. If you use coupon code TFR at checkout, you'll get $5 towards your order. Head on over to ialife.com now. That's AYA life.com.
For 5,000 years, the world was ruled with wooden ships by one man. 242 years ago, a small group of free men crafted a new nation built on liberty and freedom. Global elites have been fighting to destroy this new nation called America ever since. Based on actual events, Charm of Favor tells a true story of how they corrupted the election system. They infiltrated federal agencies and murdered witnesses, judges, and even presidents to keep from being caught. Now, the largest and wealthiest crime syndicate the world has ever known has been drawn out of the shadows. They have killed hundreds of Americans and recently attempted to assassinate half our congressmen. Still, they escape arrest through an almost supernatural charm of favor. Read Charm of Favor and be prepared to open your eyes to what may lie just around the corner. Charm of Favor is available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
Real people, real radio. Wherever you are, make it TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the planet. To the show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to Space Letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the Ironworx with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
And welcome back to the second half of the first half of the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio. Figured I'd play that one in since we missed it the first time around.
That one.
Cool.
Yep.
There's a few of them I haven't heard lately. Or didn't you play the clapping one Tuesday?
Now, those musics I don't actually play. That's bumper music that we turned into Chris 6 years ago to play. So it kind of randomizes the music that we hear, and then after that music is done, I'll play in something else. But as far as the bumper music goes, yeah, I don't have much control over that.
So I was thinking, remember Tuesday we were talking about all the people that go missing? Was that Tuesday or was that?
I think it might have been last week. But either way.
Okay, so according to U.S. statistics, this is just in this country alone. Over 600,000 people go missing every year in this country alone. And I thought, that's just no way. You know, that's way too high a number. There's no way people would be noticing this, you know, it would be everywhere, missing. But 600,000 of 350 million is less than like 0.25%. So is 600,000 really that much in the grand scheme of things?
It is to those 600,000 people.
Oh, absolutely. And all their family. I'm not saying it's okay at all. I'm just saying, is it in the realms of possibilities that could happen and not be spoken about every single day? Because that's over 2,000 people a day that go missing in this country and aren't heard from again. This isn't just you go missing for a day or two and then you're found, you know, old man wandering down the road. No, these are people that go missing and aren't recovered. 600,000. It just seemed like just a ridiculously ludicrous high number to me at first. And then I started thinking about it. Yeah, well, 40,000 people die from falling on their own accord, tripping and falling every year in this country. I don't know, 600,000? It could be possible, I guess. I don't know. It's just hard to imagine.
And see, this is what I think is so interesting. You can push something like the idea of a worldwide pandemic that doesn't actually exist and freak 80% of the population out. And you can make disappear 600,000 people. And if you can manipulate the media, nobody knows.
So what if every year 600,000 people go, wait, what the fuck is going on around me? And what was I doing? Involved in all this madness, and run to the fucking hills, hide out in the woods, go live off the grid, go get the fuck out of society's rosters, fucking censuses, anyway, yeah, that could be part of it. That they're gone. They're right outside of the fucking door, living under a bridge, saying fuck this crazy shit. It appeals to me more every day.
Well, I think that's sort of what that missing 411 and the whole idea behind these stories is that 600,000 people reported missing every year. Not like, oh, we did some math and we're short 600,000.
We're missing a few, right? We added it up. And where the fuck are they at?
This is 600,000 people reported missing. These are the ones that have been reported. That's not counting the ones that aren't reported or the ones that just says, you know what? I'm done. Like Ben Flat says in chat, I'm not missing, I'm hiding.
Right, exactly. I do my damnedest to go missing all the fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just, I still can't wrap my head around how that's not that big of a number in the grand scheme of things. I mean, it is, it's huge. You know, I've never even counted close to that high.
It's like, just imagine if China or Russia were to come and drop a bomb on a city of 600,000 people and just completely killed everybody. Just an entire city of 600,000 people, everybody dead, gone. Every year, just one city, 600,000 people gone.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't go along with the plan, though. Remember what the Joker said in The Dark Knight?
No.
As long as everything goes according to plan, everybody's fine. When a group of soldiers gets blown up, you know, by a huge missile, and then nobody gets scared or worried. That's supposed to happen, right? But you kill somebody over here that isn't supposed to die, and everybody gets all crazy and freaks out and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, as long as it's according to the plan, you can keep the populace dulled down and sheep-like.
That's right. In fact, we can make heroes of the people that we send overseas to kill other people. We tell them that they're fighting for our freedoms. Meanwhile, here, we'll just erode the freedoms as fast as we possibly fucking can. Yay, they're fighting for our freedoms. What freedoms, you fuckers keep trying to take them away every turn. They were fighting for our freedoms. They'd be doing the fighting here. There would be more people demanding their freedoms. More people that get paid to defend the Constitution and enforce the Constitution would be doing just that.
Big shout out to David in chat.
David in chat.
Maybe they're taken to the outer lands.
Yeah, I thought that as well. I mean, are they all being ground up by the lizard people and put in your Big Macs? I don't think so.
A lot of them, in this country at least, do go missing near national forests. Not all of them, but a lot of them. It's weird.
National forests, which maybe are like portals. That's why they've been sealed off. And
well, I think there's stuff there in those national forests.
Portals, pathways, entrances into inner world areas.
Even, hey, there could be small little cities in this. I mean, some of these forests are enormous. And the trails, they tell you you're not supposed to walk off the trails, and the trails don't cover a third of the national forest anymore, a quarter of them. They've just out west of the Mississippi alone, they've cut off over 8,000 miles of trails and hiking paths to the public. They put big boulders up in front of them and let the trails grow over now.
Sorry.
So there's something out in the national forest that they don't want us to see. Well, there's places in Yellowstone where they don't let people walk anymore down the canyon because supposedly things were found. I think a lot more of it has to go back to our true history of what's really under the ground in a lot of these places and, you know, tucked back into little corners.
Well, I think of things like Skinwalker Ranch and just the sort of geographical anomalies that go on in these areas. And like maybe the Skinwalker Ranch was just one that stayed public that couldn't get bought up by the government and couldn't be hidden through a national forest because somebody had already bought it and is already in the hands of somebody private. And they weren't quite sure what to do with it, so now it just becomes this weird story of crazy conspiracy theorists that think that there's UFOs and aliens going on out there. But what the hell do I know?
For those missing 411s, a lot of them talk about like children that have gone missing but were found. I mean, in the missing 411s, there's some of the stories that they do end up finding the people. But it'll be a child that's like 3 years old. They find it 10 hours later or something like that. Or, 5, 6 hours later, that's 12 miles away up on some mountain ledge. A 3-year-old covering forests and swamps and crossing rivers and all this stuff. And they'll find the child, very far from where it was lost. And the only thing, and this has happened multiple times with multiple children, they say the big hairy dog man kept me warm last night. I slept in the woods, blah, 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 and the big hairy dog man kept me warm. Multiple different children, never met each other, never, it's weird. Yeah, check out those stories, the missing 411. A guy, I think it was back in the 70s maybe, started writing it. Maybe the 80s. I forget exactly when he started. But yeah, they're interesting books and stories. And a lot of them, I go off and just say, yep, this person's probably lying. That person's probably lying. Because so many of them, all it takes is one person to be telling a lie. And the story could, go the way that it's portrayed in the book, which is one person telling a lie. So, and people lie. We all know that. But yeah, it's weird. It still doesn't sit right with me, though. How 600,000 people can go missing, not dying of a car crash or cancer or shot by a gun or falling down. All these different ways you can die. More people die from falling down every year in this country than being shot. Just saying. But it's crazy to think that 600,000 people can be just taken and there's not a fuss about it. It's just accepted. Like, oh, it's not even in the news, really. I mean, you see the Amber Alerts and stuff like that. But it's not 600,000 of them going on a year, Amber Alerts. I see maybe 3 or 4 a year. Yeah.
Well, Zach, one thing you have to consider about that is how many people are actually coming across the border every single day, coming over here on boats, and we don't even know who they are. But if they're here and all of a sudden they get reported as missing, they might just go into that missing persons report. These could be anybody. I mean, people like old people just sort of random, what are they called? Silver alerts, get on your phone, and all kinds of people just kind of wander off. But I think a lot of it probably has to do with a lot of the people, we don't even know who they are. They come across the border looking for work or whatever, they're refugees, and they probably get abducted by the names that we should not name. Just an idea.
Be a realist, according to at least,
What's up, Andrew, by the way? Sorry to interrupt you, Zach.
Hey, Andrew.
Good evening, everyone. Or morning.
Drew B, joining the show, everybody. I forget where I was going.
Shit, see, that's my fault. I'm the dick that interrupted.
That's all right. Yes, Ian, that is Andrew B.
You got it, Zach. I was about to tell him as well. That is definitely our friend Andrew. He had popped in earlier before the show and then had a few things to do before he actually joined us, which he has now done.
Oh, I got what I was going to say. According, they say there's more slaves on Earth today, right now, than be any time in history. Now, we all know history is a lie, so we can't really take that, but with a grain of salt. But what that tells me is there are a lot of people that are being taken into slavery. And most of it's not like hard labor slavery, it's sex slaves. This is, they call it what, white slavery? And yeah, there's supposedly more people in slavery today than any other time in history. Maybe a lot of these people are just being, taken. I've heard all kinds of stories about influencers getting invites from people will buy an old hotel's Instagram account. When they change they'll like change the font or something like that, or change their logo. Well, somebody will go and buy their old account with all the information on it still. It's got all the reviews. It looks legit, like a real, like this hotel's account. And they will send influencers, hey, would you like to come stay at our hotel for free? Bring a friend, blah, 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 blah. And the only reason this one chick didn't get taken away is because she brought a guy when she was supposed to bring a girl. I guess she got in the car and they're like, where's the girl? Where's the other girl? Where's the other girl? And they made him get out of the car, and they went to the hotel and found out that that wasn't the hotel that invited him. It was actually some scammers that were involved in the white slavery trade. Yeah, be careful out there, folks.
They're building a new, well, it's a shelter, essentially, around here in St. Louis. And it's strictly for children who have been human trafficked. And they have to turn away so many every month that they've needed to build this other shelter so that they can start housing and taking care of all these kids that have been human trafficked. What the fuck is going on around here?
Well, I remember a time period when there was an excessive amount of orphanages, or so we're told, and people are trying to wrap their head around that one. So maybe this is all the ramp up to the next reset.
Yeah, I remember there was mental institutions, and people weren't walking down the street in California defecating on the street, talking to themselves. I mean, what happened to that? What did they think was going to happen when they shut down all these mental institutions and just didn't have any place for these people to go? What did they think was actually going to happen?
Yeah, when they shut them down, that's when a lot of them just had to go to the street and resort to crime, violence, drugs, prostitution, and that kind of thing. And Josh, what you were just talking about with the whole human trafficking thing, I didn't really know this until yesterday when a whole bunch of people started talking about it. And I don't really care very much because I didn't know who Andrew Tate even was until like a month ago. But then Owen Benjamin today on his Telegram shared a video of Andrew Tate basically just bitch slapping and whipping a young prostitute. It's pretty graphic. I'm not going to describe everything that happens with it because he doesn't show all of it. But apparently this guy got arrested. And this Andrew Tate guy, I don't know who the fuck he really even is, super rich, and he's a prick. And he just got arrested in Romania.
I think this is his brother. It's Andrew Tate's brother, I think. Got arrested in Romania for human trafficking. I believe. I just saw the article as I was trying to go live the first time before my internet crashed. But I glanced at the story and read that headline, and I could have sworn it said it was his brother, but I may be wrong.
Okay, I could be wrong on that, but...
Or maybe both. Jim Eldred in chat is saying both of them, his brother as well. So maybe they both got busted.
Yeah, I think they were both there. Huh. But either way, it just shows that there are these examples of how people get busted for these kind of things. And I mean, I really hate to wonder, actually even know about how many people the Clintons were involved with that kind of thing. I probably shouldn't even say that.
You know Steven Seagal, right? The old whatever Tai Chi master. Supposedly, he has 2 Russian females that are there to take care of him, that stay in his like hotel room. So I mean, it's known about in a lot of places, in a lot of circles. It's just accepted that yeah, there's sex slaves. There's people out there that just they consider it a job, but it's not a job. It's not like they can quit and leave. But it's getting, to when people say it, it's not like people give this knee-jerk reaction anymore. Like, oh yeah, he's got a woman and that lives at his house that's just there for sex. It's like, and you're okay with that? That's okay with you? I don't know. I don't get it.
Now you're getting into a whole different area. There was a few books that came out a few years ago that like shocked the nation and made a big. Well, maybe I shouldn't get into this. I don't know. Okay, so there was a series of books came out a few years ago and made this big to-do, big stir, and it was like everybody was just like taken with it, and everybody like enjoyed the benefits of these books because a lot of women read them and their husbands benefited greatly from it. I'm talking about the 50 Shades books, and in these books they talk about this rich guy who basically gets this woman to agree by signing a contract to be his sex slave. This is really summing it up in a quick way here. And that's what the books are about, their relationship and the whole, is it really this and is it really that? And whatever. I read the first one just to see what the big to-do was about, and that was as far as I could get. Because at the time, I was actually working at an adult store which prided itself on education, being an upper class store, not being just like the dirty peep show, black bag full of porno books type place. We gave classes on different types of, basically you name it, different types of sex play, different types of bondage, different types of power play. And that's what a lot of sexual slavery is about, is power play. These guys who are like in control all day running these big, huge CEO corporations at night want to dress up like a puppy and have their face mushed into a bowl of dog food because the power dynamic has shifted and they can let go of all that bullshit, blah, blah, blah. I read a lot of books about all this stuff during that time period. Number one, because they were right there in the place I could read them and they were something I could do there without getting fussed at about reading on the job. And I found out a lot about this sex slave thing way before it ever hit the books, the 50 Shades books. And it's a lot about this. Agreements are made early on. There's safety words involved. I'm not saying that's what Seagal's got going on. I'm just saying there is a whole lifestyle. That's what it's called. Living is part of the lifestyle with the capital L.
Right.
What was that? I'm sorry.
You get a mail order bride. And then,
that's a little different too. See, that's a whole different thing there.
Yeah, but Steven Seagal is, the last I heard, he quit acting and now he's like a sheriff for like the Phoenix Police Department or something like that. He's actually a police officer.
He gave a bunch of money to the Dalai Lama too, and now he's a god, supposedly.
He had a TV show where he was running calls, I think, with the sheriff's department at some point. This was many years ago now. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's always been an actor. I don't think his martial arts aren't what they say they are.
You mean the chair art? The chair art? What do they call it? Chair food? I'll stop.
So I think he's just always been an actor. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me at all if he just hired a couple of crackheads to go around with him to make it look like he's got a couple of sex slaves that he keeps in his hotel room for people to question, is he really that rich? Does he really have all that power? And he just feeds him a couple of rocks every now and again to come hang out.
I always thought of him as like the less talented less athletic version of Bruce Willis. I don't know. That's just me. Less exciting, worse movies. Even though Bruce Willis is pretty bad too.
Oh, his movies have been all these net.
Oh shit! That snuck up on me. Hello there. Halfway point. I did see Brian Gaska hanging out in chat saying he might want to call in and say hello. So maybe on the other side we will open up some phone lines, the flat line specifically. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But we'll keep the conversation going. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Censorship and regulation is becoming an ever-growing problem in today's modern media. From the mainstream to YouTube and Google, the information you're looking for is buried by official narratives and propaganda. This is why TFR is 100% uncensored, unregulated, and listener-supported. The shows on TFR are not micromanaged by the station, and our hosts are free to speak their minds however they please. As such, the views and opinions expressed on our station are of those who make them. If you happen to hear anything offensive on TFR, please send us an email to toughtitty@tfrlive.com, and we'll be happy to tell you that we really don't give a damn. We stand for freedom of speech and non-censorship. If you also stand for free speech, you can go to tfrlive.com/signup and sign up for a TFR supporter pass and help us in our mission to keep the airwaves uncensored and unregulated. TFR Live, your uncensored and unregulated protection from deception.
I asked the doctor, I said, is there some kind of a cognitive test that I could take? Like you'll go person, woman, man, camera, TV. Could you repeat? Person, woman, man, camera, TV. Could you repeat? Person, woman, man, camera, TV. Could you repeat? Person, woman, man, camera, person, woman, man, camera, TV. And they said, wow, that's amazing. The first questions, they're very easy. The last questions are much more difficult, like a memory question. Okay, now he's asking you other questions, other questions. And then 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes later, they say, remember the first question? Not the first, but the 10th question. Give us that again. You can do it. And you go, person, woman, man, camera, TV. Wow, that's amazing. Person, woman, man, camera, TV. Could you repeat? Person, woman, man, camera, TV. Could you repeat? Person, woman, man, camera, TV. Could you repeat? Person, woman, man, camera, person, woman, man, camera, TV. And they said, wow, that's amazing. They said nobody gets it in order. It's actually not that easy. Person, woman, man, camera, TV. But for me, it was easy. That's not an easy question, and that's okay. If you repeat them out of order, it's okay. They ask it to you, they give you 5 minutes and you have to repeat them. But then when you go back about 20, 25 minutes later, and they say, go back to that question and repeat it. Can you do it? And you go, person, woman, man, camera, TV. Wow, that's amazing. Person, woman, man, camera, TV. Could you repeat? Person, woman, man, camera, TV. Could you repeat? Person, woman, man, camera, TV. Could you repeat? Person, woman, man, camera, person, woman, man, camera, TV. And they said, wow.
This is the Truth Frequency Radio Network.
TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
Good morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The Earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there.
There was one?
There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
You have stolen my dreams and my childhood. How dare you?
And welcome back to the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. Second half. No, first half of the second half. This is what happens when you only limit yourself to 2 cups of coffee a day. By the time 4 o'clock's hit and they're both down your gullet, you need more. But I'm doing well at limiting my caffeine intake.
Good job. So it looks like Tesla stock is plummeting.
Well, he just sold off like $3 billion worth. By he, I mean Elon.
Yeah, he apparently people are not happy. They're still wondering when is the it's got a picture of the, what is that stupid thing called, that truck? The Cybertruck or whatever it's called, behind him with the 2 broken windows. Yeah, it's saying that it's at its lowest stock price on Tuesday. Tesla's stock price now half of what it was in October, and this is its lowest closing in years. It says even used Tesla prices seem to be plummeting all of a sudden. Imagine that. We had our first really big cold streak come through and all these electric cars. People are like,
Looks like I can't even get into my car when it's frozen closed and my car can't read my fingers. The doorknobs don't work to get in. Oh, shit. I finally got home and I want to charge it, but it's too cold and it doesn't charge when it's super cold like this.
Yeah, batteries and freezing temperatures don't mix too well.
Yeah, I can actually testify that very, very well. I was in the unfortunate situation where I had to buy a Prius because my other car broke down and I had a very long commute to work, so it kind of made sense. It was a used Prius. And anyways, I was living in Virginia where it froze, and one day I went out to go to work and my car wouldn't start. Battery wouldn't even, like, nothing. It was like the battery was dead. So that's what happens to just regular alkaline batteries. Imagine what happens to the other type.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the part that gets me the most about all this, electric cars, blah, 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 we're going to save the earth. Do you know how much damage you do to the earth to make one battery? To get the amount of lithium and cobalt and all that crap you need? And the people that are doing it, you thought the iPhone factories were bad? Go check out cobalt mining in Africa and the Congo. It's like 95% of the world's cobalt comes out of this one little part of the Congo. And it looks like Raiders of the Lost Ark type of, there's like 1,500 people in this little pit with hammers and they're not supposed to be doing that. That's the thing. It's not supposed to be man-made labor like this. And they're working for like less than $1 a day. Like 10, 12-hour days in this pit hauling rocks. And according to the people at the top of the company, it's all machine done. But when they went and actually looked into it, other people, investigative journalists, are finding no. This is like slave labor type stuff they're running here, making hand over fist dollars just left and right while they're paying these people nothing.
Yeah, that's like the blood diamond thing that goes on over there.
Same thing. You know, horrible, horrible conditions, living conditions. But we all need electric cars and our cell phones and all this stuff. And
Well, let's not make it sound like America's different. That's the way it is in America too. Well, it would be, except we've decided to mandate a federal minimum wage. If we
well,
did not,
we do also have OSHA and labor laws that somewhat guard people, but over there, I don't think they have any of that stuff. Because when I was in Iraq and we were hiring these contractors that were making $5 a day, and we were hiring them to do jobs that were too dangerous for the military to do, and they were doing it.
Yeah, every company would have slaves if they could.
They could.
Yep.
Yeah. It's cheaper.
Wait, free labor versus me paying for labor? Huh.
I know this is really horrible to say, but I saw a guy wearing a T-shirt a while back, and it said "slavery" in like big bold capital letters with like some guy digging a hole underneath it, like in a cartoon. It said "slavery. It gets shit done."
Wow. Wow. Well, yeah, Karen makes a good point. Hey, Karen B, shout out. Slave labor in America comes from the prison system.
Mm-hmm.
It's all privatized now. So you have all these slave labor camps. It's kind of like a Russian gulag anymore.
And they make like 75 cents an hour to be trash men or some shit. Make license plates.
Well, I do have something to add to that because I was a contractor for the Department of Corrections, working inside there, and I got to learn a lot about that. And Karen is mostly correct that a lot of them are becoming somewhat privatized, if not fully. But the federal prisons, I don't think are, unless they have investors like lawyers and judges that help invest into basically the equity and the stocks and all that kind of stuff for those particular prisons. And there's a lot of them that do it. And there's dozens and dozens of judges and lawyers that were associated with Riverside Regional Jail, which one of the places I went to do some electrical work. We found out that they have to keep a minimum of, I think it was 70% occupancy. Otherwise, they could be risk being shut down because they wouldn't have enough funding to support all of the staff, and they would have to move all the inmates, which is what happened to the local, the neighboring prison, which was Hopeside Regional Jail. They had to shut down because they couldn't keep the occupancy. So they had to move all those inmates over to the prison that I was doing that contracting work at. So it's a really fucked up system.
Conflict of interest when you have judges and lawyers making money off the prison. How many people end up in prison that shouldn't because they have to keep their quotas? The judges and lawyers are the ones that eventually end up sending them there. That doesn't sound like that should be legal. Judges and lawyers shouldn't be allowed to have anything to do with making money off prisons. That sounds just insane. The quotas are down. Well, this guy, the evidence really doesn't say, well, yep, guilty. We need to fill these prisons up, folks. I need to make my quota here. It just doesn't, it sounds like a bad, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's absolutely terrible. Like politicians also are not supposed to hold a certain amount of value into a company. Like, what was it? Dick Cheney, Bush's vice president. He was the president of Halliburton before he became vice president. Yeah. But according to what I heard, he had to sell off a lot of his stock so that he only owned 49% of it. So he wasn't a majority shareholder. Which is fucked. But that was the main contractor during the Iraq War. How much money do you think he made? It's fucked.
Or we were just looking for the weapons of mass destruction, right? That was a police action. Oh my goodness. Them and their semantics.
Yeah, on a lighter note, though, the reason I was joining in today, guys, was because of an idea that I have. I've already spoken with a few people about this, and I just want to run it by everybody because I think, as the Flat Earth community, I think before we should continue, or not just only do what we're doing, but try and help other people at the same time. And the reason I got this idea was because I had a really great experience where I got to go out and help a friend of a friend who was really in need of electrical help. So I did about $2,000 of electrical help for the price of a pint of beer. And I felt really, really good about that. And I couldn't finish the work because I didn't have the time to. So I had another buddy of mine come by and finish it up. He made some money off of it. And it was a win-win-win situation for me. So, trivia stuff. And it's really interesting, Zach, that you were bringing up the whole people going missing kind of thing. And then it kind of went into the children kind of a conversation. Well, I think it'd be really good as flat earthers if we could get together, do some sort of a fundraiser on an annual basis. And I have an idea for it. I'm going to mention it in a moment, where I will put in money directly to it. I can co-host it, and I'll explain what I mean. It's going to be a trivia situation. So it's going to be nice and fun. 2 teams, anyone can join. So it can be like 2 people versus 2 people, or 1 person versus 1 person, or however. I don't have all the details worked out just yet. But I think that if I put in like $100, the losing team has to match my $100, and then whatever half of the tips are on Rockfin, YouTube, or whatever else, half of those, whoever's hosting it, should donate half of those tips to that fund, and then we put it into like an escrow account that has to be saved and not withdrawn until a certain time. And when it's withdrawn, it should go to a certain person that is trustworthy, that's willing to go out and actually get, like Jaron, for example, the last time he did this, I think was last year, where he went out, he bought toys and gave them to orphanages and things like that. So I'm just looking out for trying to do something good beyond just saying the earth is flat, NASA's lying, 9/11 was fake.
I love it, man. This is a freaking great idea. I believe it's an amazing idea.
Yeah, I like that.
So what I'm looking for is anyone can do it. For example, and by the way, the questions that I've written they're funny, they're hard, they're easy, and some of them are abstract. And they range from a lot of different stuff. So anyone can do it. For example, like one day we could do Josh versus Walt. But the problem that I'm going to find is that I think some people may not have $100, but so we might limit that. You have to be willing to lose $100. If you win, you don't pay anything. But either way, I'm still putting up money no matter what.
I like it. I'm going to toss that around.
Yeah, so I talked to Austin on the Melodome about this, and he's very interested in it.
Legend.
I'm sorry?
Legend, my buddy. Austin.
Yes, he's awesome.
Yes.
Awesome, Austin.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was speaking to him about this, and he's wanting to do it, like to host it. I'm not sure how it's going to work out exactly. I have a lot of questions written. And after the next break, if you guys want to have a little fun for maybe about 10 minutes, I can ask you some of the ones that I wrote previously, just so you guys get an idea. Because I wrote all these myself.
Man.
I love questions.
Awesome. Okay, so in one of Jaron's last, I think it was actually his last trivia game show that he did, it was called Win Alex Stein's Money. Pretty much every single question he asked was my question. I just sent all of them to him, and he seemed to like a lot of them. So if you guys haven't seen that, I'll ask you guys some of those, because some of them are pretty hard. Some of them are. If you guys want to hear it, have a little fun.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Fucking A.
Well, I'm going to shut up for now, though.
Oh, I dropped my mic. My headset.
Got about 10 minutes before the break.
Just about to check it. Yep. Fire away.
I'm looking.
Oh, no, I was saying after the next break. I don't want to bogart the stream here.
You are the stream at the moment, sir.
Well,
did you guys see the new Batman?
Nope.
How new are you talking?
There's one with the Riddler now. A new Batman, it's not, or what? Christian Bale.
Yeah, the sparkly vampire one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it when it was first on some stream service. I didn't go to the theater and see it, but I saw it. Yeah.
I just thought I like this version of the Batman.
I'm not upset about it. There were some choices I was less than thrilled with in it, but as far as other people that were playing other characters, did you realize Colin Farrell was even in the movie?
No.
Yeah, go watch it again. See if you can find Colin Farrell.
Dude, I didn't notice Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder.
Right. Well, there you go. That was pretty good too.
I was like, who is this guy? He's
fucking great. He's hilarious, right?
I was like, what is this? That's probably my favorite Tom Cruise character ever, and I didn't even know it was him.
Well, yeah, but definitely go check out Batman again if you get a minute and see if you can find Colin in it. Man, there's some kind of, now that you're on a trivia thing, media thing, what was it? Damn it, I was going to tell everybody in a second before we left. Damn it. Oh, okay, so, Zack and Josh and I spend a bit of time, and Zombie there, and anyway, we spent
FE Nation.
All kind of people.
X Awesome Austin.
Yeah.
Our comedy.
So we play a little bit. And so in gaming, sometimes they like to fuck up and give us things that we can use as tools to break their little system. I've already told you about a handheld game for your phone called Orbits that shows the ridiculous nature of planetary orbital mechanics. There's a game that's been out there for some time. In fact, early on, some of the flat earthers were using it to show the idiocy of the space lie. It's called Kerbal Space Program. And in it, you literally have to build a rocket. Physics-related correctness in this thing so that it will actually launch up and get to the moon. That's what the whole game is. And it's like, little aliens and shit doing it, but yeah, it's a physics-based game, and it will definitely help you put a pretty good nail in the old NASA coffin if you've never even considered that some of their shit might be realistic. It's pretty great. I can't wait. It's going to be free on the Epic Game Store on January 4th of next year. I don't get paid. They're not giving me anything except this free game, so I'm excited. I can't wait to play around with it. I went digging for an emulator of Solar Jetman, one of the games from back in the day on NES that would pretty much put a nail in the coffin of the upright rocket landing with just a bottom fire rocket thing. Oh, it's got the top rockets that keep it balanced. Yeah, okay. Why don't you buy this fucking bridge? I have to. Anyway, yep. So there's my little media push. Go get it. January 4th. Epic Game Store. Here, I'll put it in chat.
Don't mind
there you
me.
go.
I'm
A reminder. Sorry, sir. What?
I said, don't mind me. I'm just chilling. I'm just kicked back doing fuck all.
Righto. Speaking of, what are we doing this afternoon?
Speaking of, I was going to ask you, Because last I heard, we were still waiting to see exactly what
you
was.
have to wait on me. Even if I'm not around, you guys can have a blast. Read the news, and I'm fucking with you. I'm here. I couldn't leave you guys at the last show of 2022. I don't want to miss the fake New Year or whatever the fuck they're pretending it is. I'm excited. I can't wait.
So yeah, then I guess that's what we'll be doing. We're gonna go cruise through the old space lettuce pile and take a look at some of the stories over the last years. A lot of the ones we've missed, some of the ones we've covered, and some of just the ridiculous nonsense that they like to try to get folks to believe.
Hell, we could almost do 5 shows on stuff we didn't cover.
I know, right? There's a lot there. It's a big pile of space lettuce. You know what else is going on YouTube tonight?
Tell me, sir.
Ceiling Fan Man.
What?
And Boston Ray.
Right.
Mudflood Adventures are going to be talking to Wrights Crispy, and First Amendment auditor. And I know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I know he's been on Ceiling Fan Man's channel before doing a live just a few months ago, as I believe.
I think you mentioned him when we talked about you reaching out to some of these auditors and getting them on. I think that was one of the ones you mentioned because he had already dipped his toe in the flat water, if you will.
That's right. He and a channel called Rogue Nation. Sometimes they'll go out together and they do like a Crispy Nation audit, which are always some of the absolute best.
Majorly Awesome is his handle as a auditor.
His media name.
A media name, Rogue Nation. I love when he
awesome.
Your name.
A man
Awesome.
barely alive. I don't stop. I really won't stop.
Yeah, it's real interesting. Their struggles as of late with the whole recording city meetings and stuff like that. They don't like it, the public officials, but they are acting in their official capacity, which means the press has the right to record them and take down notes and all. The press has the right to be there. It's a public forum, and they are public speakers acting in their public capacity. So this whole thing about, oh, you're not allowed to be in here recording and this and that. Actually, yes, we are. According to the laws of this land, yes, we are. And just like we have to follow all these laws, you have to follow all these laws too, because you're not above us. You're actually beneath us. You are our servants. This is the one thing that public officials do not get. And I love it when these auditors aren't rude, but are very stern about it. They just said, no, you're wrong. No, you are absolutely wrong. And they're not calling them names or anything like that. They just speak the truth and facts. Someone sits there and tells you, oh, you can't do this, and you know you can. You don't have to get nasty about it. You just simply tell them, no, you're mistaken. You need to go get educated on the laws that you have to follow here. Because I'm not breaking any of the laws. You trying to stop me is breaking a law. And it's scary because I understand public officials not knowing all these laws, but the police aren't taught these laws either. So when they go and call the police, instead of being law enforcement, and not all the time, and it's getting a lot better, but especially at the beginning, they were trying to be feelings enforcement. Well, these people feel threatened. They feel uneasy. You're making them feel, yeah, well, people's feelings are not under my control. I can only control what I'm doing. And as long as I'm not breaking the law, their feelings have no say over what goes on here.
So this kind of just struck me suddenly. Thinking what we need is more training, right? If we could teach police officers and law enforcement officers, A, how to be law enforcement officers, A, and B, some law too. Like there should be almost like a degree, some sort of some specialized training that's so in depth, right? That it really does weed out the bullshit. So the only people that want to do it are the ones that go through it. But then this is where the rub is because only those people that are willing to put in that time and that effort and learn and be able to regurgitate that information are the intelligent people, the people that are willing to do that. And you know why they don't allow high IQs for police officers is because they know police officers won't do police officer work. If they're that smart, the smarter you get, the least likely you will to be a tyrant. So they got to keep them dumb, which means they're not going to be able to retain a lot of information. So they don't waste time by teaching them laws and other nonsense. Pain compliance, that's what they teach them. We'll be right back.
Fourth major lesson in life to learn. Learn how to reap in the fall without complaint. Learn to reap come harvest time without complaint. Take full responsibility for what happens to you. It's one of the highest forms of human maturity, accepting full responsibility. It's the day you know you've passed from childhood to adulthood, the day you accept full responsibility. And another note, learn to reap in the fall without apology. Without apology if you do well, and without complaint if you don't. That's maturity.
Extendivite is more than just a heart tonic. Do you have any of these symptoms? Night cramps in the hands and feet. Your arms and legs often go to sleep. On short walks, do your legs get aches and pains? Is your memory worse than it used to be? Ankles that swell late in the day? Has your blood pressure increased lately? If you answered yes to even one of these questions, you may have early warning signs of arterial blockages. Your body is saying that it is time to take Extendivite. These are not the normal signs of aging. They are the warning signs that accompany blocked arteries. Get your Extendivite today. Extendivite is available in capsule or liquid form for just $69.95 for a 2-month supply. To get started, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Remote viewing reveals Tataria history, starseeds, lightworkers, and indigos. Join me on the Nikki Colombo Show. It's time to reclaim our true history, our true timelines, our cosmic heritage. And remember, be humble, for you are made of earth, and to be noble, for you are made of stars.
You're listening to the Truth Frequency Radio Network.
No hate, no hype, no fear.
The noise wasn't quite as bad, and we went right on up, and I saw darkness. I thought I was going to see the world, but we weren't quite high enough.
Inconceivable! Welcome back, fourth and final segment of the Ironworks.
And welcome back, Steve. I haven't talked to you, buddy, in a minute. Good to have you back around, friend. Good to see you here for the holidays.
I know, Steve, and it upset me too how they lied to the old lady, that sweet old lady there. But maybe she gets it now.
It wasn't as loud as what? That's what I keep wanting to know. Wasn't as loud as what? As the fake one they did the day before?
Right.
As the lady told them it would be? Loud as what? What is it as loud comparing to? What is she comparing the loudness to?
Well, considering the decibel amount of those rockets should liquefy the human body sitting on that rocket. Yeah, I wonder how they always did that too. Or how the metal railings right next, like David Weiss has gone through this so much with all these. If you just sit and think about it for a second, the amount 4 million pounds of force it's saying it's pushing off the ground, thrusting. And that's not bending any of these, railings right around it, the chains on there, the ground. Concrete would move. 4 million pounds of force pushing on something. Something's going to happen. There's going to be some kind of blowback, more than we see. It's not just going to be smoke coming out, big giant smoke coming out the sides and yada, yada, yada. No, there's going to be damage and destruction. Like when a tornado goes through, 350 miles an hour wind will stick straw into a telephone pole. And yeah, no, it's nonsense. All the stuff they tell. Sorry.
All right, I am back.
What's
up,
Andrew?
You guys want to do some trivia?
Let's do some trivia.
All right, it's all for fun. These are all just.
I was going to say I'm broke now. Don't be. No, I'm kidding.
No, these are virtual high fives and hugs. That's all it's for. These are all trivia questions that have been asked online before. I wrote all of them. I'm not going to do a whole hell of a lot. I'm going to just sort of skip through and see what topic you guys kind of want. I'll just do a few. But before I start this, I got to say this. The new Avatar movie, I actually broke down and got bored one night, went to the drive-in, only paid $8 to watch it. I watched 35 minutes of it and drove away. That movie is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
So just beware. Don't waste your time.
I don't even think you got to the part where they explain why they're there now. But
I couldn't even follow it.
Yeah, no, exactly. It was pretty bad. And 3 hours long.
Yeah, you couldn't pay me $8 again to watch it.
Said about a half hour in, I think I turned on a video game and started playing that. Just had it in the background.
Just point everything, like any sequel on its way, I pretty much start getting that Gremlins 2 feeling in my gut before I even see it. It's like, are we going to have a brainy gremlin walking around singing? Are we going to have a googly-eyed gremlin? What are we going to have this time? Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's just... anyways, let's just have a little fun for a little bit and tell me when to shut the fuck up so you guys can continue with your own show. I don't mean to bogart, like I always say. I'm just going to... Some of these are pretty hard, so whoever answers first gets the first high five. Whoops. All right. No cheating, because I know most of you, if not everybody here, probably has this map. It is the Gleason's map. What year was it patented? It says it right on the map, so don't fucking look at it.
Do we just call it out, or?
I'll give you plus or minus 10 years.
1858.
Nope.
1893.
Got it. 1893.
Oh, I thought it was going to say 1892. I was going to say 92. Shit. Okay.
92. There you go.
Oh, you said 93. I thought, Zach.
I was within 10.
Yeah, I said plus or minus 10 years.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
Okay, some of these questions that have like years and stuff like that, I'll definitely give a plus or minus.
So is
years or calculations.
Okay. I'm there.
So do we all give the answers?
Exact answers though.
When did the Battle of Hastings happen?
When did what?
The Battle of Hastings.
Battle of Hastings?
Yeah, it's an old one. Never mind.
That's from like Greece or something, right? Or Turkey?
N66.
Oh, the year. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, here's a question that that Jaron asked on his trivia show, and the two contestants couldn't get it right. And I hope everyone knows what this is. It's listening. What is Blue Water Bay famous for?
The Sun, Moon, and Zodiac clock app.
Yeah, one of them said a shipwreck.
Parasailing.
You go back and watch the video. One of them actually answered a shipwreck. And they're flat earthers too that have the app. So,
That's
that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Let's see. So that's some flat earth stuff. I'll go with one more flat earth thing. Who wrote the book Zetetic Astronomy?
Parallax.
That's what I was looking for. Yeah, thanks.
Who wrote the book Zetetic Astronomy?
It wasn't Parallax.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
Better double check
That
your
was
sources.
yeah, that was his whatever name, his penman name. He put
Right.
the book.
Nom de
Parallax.
plume.
Yeah, nom de plume. That would be
Robotham.
Yeah.
Yeah, Henry Robotham.
Oh, I didn't know that his name was Parallax. Okay.
That was what he was going by.
What he wrote it under was Parallax. Yeah.
I'll try and keep this YouTube friendly, so I'm going to skip through a couple of different sections here.
You know what? Fuck YouTube friendly. We're on other platforms. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, DLive, Odyssey, and Rockfin.
You guys want
Friendly.
to?
If they don't like it here on YouTube, YouTube can kick Iron Realm Media off of YouTube, and we will just be somewhere else. Sorry, this is a pet peeve of mine as of recently.
No problem, Josh. What is the airline and flight number of the plane that is claimed to have crashed into the Pentagon on 9/11?
93.
Nope. Airline and flight number.
Oh shit! I don't know.
Dude,
I don't
It's
even
pretty
know.
hard. Jaron actually knows this, which was kind of weird.
I bet Dave knows it too. Yeah, they did a lot in the whole 9/11 stuff. I never really got into it. Once I realized it was not what they said it was, I didn't really get into it because it wasn't something I could prove. You know, I couldn't go there and dig it up and show people.
Right.
So
Well, I'm just saying, in the question is that is claimed to have crashed.
Yeah, I'm not
we
sure.
Were told. That's just the question.
I'm not sure.
American Airlines Flight 77.
Wow, 77.
Yep. What is David Koresh famous for?
Being Christ incarnated.
Take it right.
At least according to the Branch
The
Davidians.
Davidian branch.
There you go. Okay, so that's a little bit YouTube friendly, even though there's videos on it. If people haven't seen,
Josh was not kidding.
Yeah, the Waco Massacre. If people don't know about that, I highly suggest watching it. It's a really weird thing. It's sort of like Ruby Ranch in a weird way.
You might want to get into Ruby Ridge, Ruby Ridge before that, or maybe, go ahead. Dig deep.
Well, there actually is that connection. Hillary Clinton and the FBI were looking to improve media relations, interestingly enough, and public relations, because they looked really bad after Ruby Ridge. So they were trying to have something and do something that was going to make them look better. And Waco, Texas was the result.
Fucking nailed it.
Just burn the families alive. Come on out. We promise not to shoot.
I'm not really sure if people are like getting involved with it, with like the trivia, because usually people that are in chat really like to get involved with the trivia.
Well, our chat tends to take its own life sometimes there, Andrew.
All right, I'm just trying to. By the way, I'm just doing this as a test run, kind of as a way to do a charity event for kids. That's basically it.
Lots of answers and participation in chat. So yeah, it's going well, Andrew.
It is.
Keep it up.
Cool. All right, here's a tricky one. The Loran system had a the Loran system preceded GPS. What was the maximum range of that system?
2,000 miles.
Nope. Oh, I'm sorry. I should plus or minus 200 miles. Sorry. Start over.
Okay, then 1,200 miles.
No,
1,500 miles.
that is exact.
Ah.
Wait, I have researched all of this stuff to the point where I don't just go on to Wikipedia. I look on multiple websites, universities, things like that, to actually find this information. So don't worry.
I knew it was out for 1,000 miles at least. I remembered that.
All right. Oh, this is a tricky one. Most people won't get this. Who invented the azimuthal equidistant projection? Who invented the AE projection?
Oh, wasn't it Alberoni?
Holy shit.
Wow,
Yeah.
Zack, nice one. I was struggling, dude, to get that name out of my fucking files, and I couldn't find it.
And that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was excellent, brother. You won the whole shebang with that one. Fuck.
Well, damn, I think the first contestant I would like to have on this little competition would be Zack versus
Fucking
someone
Zack,
else.
Zack will get your money. Zack is going to keep the house money. Don't worry.
I think it'd be fun to have Jaron versus Dave or something. I think that would be fucking great.
Yeah, flat Earth cage match.
Where did Felix Baumgartner start his ascension for the Red Bull jump?
Where?
City and state.
I know the state. I don't know the city.
Oh. I'm just going to take a guess and say Silver City.
No.
Yeah, I don't know the city. New Mexico, but I don't know the city.
Still Green Men?
Roswell.
Oh, Roswell? Really?
Yep, that's where he did it.
I didn't know he
Get
left.
the fuck out of here. Wait. Now, come on.
Look it up. Just look it up. The Red
I
Bull
know,
jump.
but they did that. Come on.
I probably drove on the same little road that Felix Baumgartner did. Because there's only one road going through Roswell.
You guys having fun?
Yeah, I'm digging it.
All right.
This shit, dude.
I'll keep up with the flat Earth questions here. Which astronomer, this is a famous astronomer, by the way, said it's not okay to think the Earth is flat?
Neil the ass Tyson?
It's a female. That's a hint.
Oh, what's her name? Red hair, looks like Miss Piggy.
Close enough.
Nailed it, Zack.
Michelle Fowler.
Yes, that's her name, Michelle Fowler.
Can't
stand her.
She's half troll, half goblin kind of thing.
It's not okay to question science because that's not how science works.
Karen B. and Dan Morris got it both.
Who did Rob Skiba debate against in the Flat Earth International Conference, I think was in 2018, in regards to biblical flat Earth?
Oh, what's his name? He wrote lots of books.
Yep, but who is he?
Starts
I know.
He's got a PhD.
Oh, Bob would know his name. Oh, my eyes are closed.
First name is Robert.
Yeah, Karen B. got it.
Robert St.
Yeah, Robert St. Jonas.
All right.
Oh, I can't believe I forgot that.
Yeah, I was struggling too. I'm just like Alan in chat. You'd asked me all this shit 2015, 2016, it'd been like snap.
Uh-huh.
Now that stuff's just kind of instilled into my makeup, and I don't really have the recall for it now. Damn it. Go. But it's cool. I'm loving this. This is awesome.
All right, cool. What is the name of the false flag operation where the U.S. was going to attack its own military and blame it on Cuba?
Bay of Pigs.
Nope. Close. Very similar, but no.
Oh,
give you a hint. Joe Rogan has talked about it a lot.
I'm having a blank now. I keep on thinking of the Vietnam.
Called Operation
Northwoods. Yeah.
Northwoods. Michael Hosing in chat gave it to me. Thank you. Mitchell.
That's what chat's for. The problem is you gotta trust the people that are gonna actually be contestants that chat can participate.
Oh no, yeah, we're not really legit, so I'm kind of cheating.
Oh no, we're
just seeing what they're saying. I want to keep them involved as well. So
I saw Jeremy put Darkwoods. I'm like, ooh, it was Northwoods. By the time I could even think it, then Mitchell got it, and Nora got it, and everybody is. Good morning, everybody, by the way. Welcome to the Ironworx. We're just kind of hanging out a little bit this morning on the fourth and final segment before we get out of here. We got our buddy Andrew hanging out doing some trivia because he's got this brilliant idea about a fundraiser for kids. And thinking of hosting it, wherein he will put up $100
or more.
It's kind of a match deal, whereupon two people will go in, or maybe two teams will go in and battle it out, and the losing team has to match the amount that is put up, and then that money is put into escrow and will eventually be used to donate to a worthy cause, which I think is a brilliant idea. And we're just
I would like to do this about 4 or 5 times. That way, it at least builds up enough to the point where it's worth actually doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, just over the course of the year, and then give it out. It doesn't just have to be to kids. I think it can also be for people that are, flat earthers that are like, oh shit, I'm having a baby, I need some money. Like,
this might be something really.
Oh shit! Yeah.
To the Mount Meru summit that they plan on putting on a few times a year. Have a game show in the middle of it somewhere where all the people on the Mount Meru summit split up into teams or whatnot, and you can bet on your favorite, presenter and see how they do.
All
right. Throwing it there.
Then you could put up, I guess, because I see Alan Holman in chat saying he wouldn't be able to participate because the $100 is just kind of a bit steep, especially sort of in today's financial climate. And I totally get that. I'm, not terribly far behind you. But that's what the beauty of being able to have teams is
teams,
because,
or even maybe having classes, $20 class, $50 class, $100 class, as far as the game itself. That would give more people options to get in and be able to give and be part of helping out, because whilst, it's nice to throw $100 around, it's not always easy. Hell, it's not always easy to throw $20 around. And that's, again, the whole idea of the teams. But yeah, maybe just having tiers.
Yeah, and like you said, all the super chats that go to those certain individuals that will be part of.
Break off some of that, right? Absolutely. Fucking A. During the show. Yep.
I was saying like half of them. I haven't figured out all the details to it just yet, and how it would go back and forth, and how many points you needed, and I have to go over all those details still to make it fair and valid. I don't really know how to do it exactly, but Jaron has a pretty good idea since he's already done it a few times. So I'll probably have to DM him and see what he says. But you want a couple more questions before I shut up?
Absolutely. Let's do a couple more.
Yeah, man. Rock us out. Absolutely, man.
What is the name of NASA's vacuum chamber located in Sandusky, Ohio? This is not easy.
No.
It just air is the vacuum
That's
chamber.
Where they drop the bowling ball on the feather. What is the name of it?
Is that where the guy's spit boiled on his tongue too?
No, that was a different place. This is the one with 8-foot thick concrete and steel enforced walls, so it doesn't collapse in on itself.
Yeah, it's where Brian Cox probably was like jerking off while he's watching the bowling ball fall. Like, oh, look at that!
I think
the only place large enough to contain Neil deGrasse Tyson's ego.
All right, time's up. The Space Power Facility.
Space Power Facility. Nice. Yep. These are good questions, Andrew.
Oh, I've got
really
hundreds,
good
hundreds
stuff,
more.
Man. Fucking A.
I mean, I teach at a college. I go to college, so I just think about this kind of stuff all day long. So if I think of something, I just type it in my phone real quick, and then I write it down on a notepad on Google when I get home. So I don't know. My mind works different. Name any one, first or last name of any crew member on Apollo 14.
Good luck.
There was one?
Carpenter?
There's 3 people on it.
Was that the trip with Carpenter?
Nope.
I'm going to guess Smith.
Johnson.
Time's up. Alan Shepard, Edgar Mitchell, and Stuart Rosa.
Yep, wasn't close.
What is the name of the fake helicopter that was sent to Mars? Not too long ago.
Curiosity?
That was
Nope.
the rover.
Oh, that's the rover. Fuck.
Ingenuity.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's it. I
Zack
think.
got it.
Zack is the champ, man. MVP.
What is the name of the closest galaxy to the Milky Way?
Alpha Centauri.
Nope.
That's the closest star.
No, it isn't. Proxima
Hang on.
Centauri is. Well, actually, no. Alpha Centauri is. Yeah, it's also called that. Sorry.
I don't know. Closest galaxy.
Time's up. M31 Andromeda.
Andromeda. That's right.
Yep, M31.
Charles, Flat Earth Math, named his child after that.
Ouch.
Weirdo.
Oof.
Hey, it's better than Elon named his child AXJ79er or whatever.
Oh, if I was 18, I would change my name as soon as I could if I had that name. Holy shit. Okay, so what is the name of the theory that is exactly opposite of the Big Bang Theory?
Creation?
Mm-mm. So the Big Bang caused a big explosion. So what is the exact opposite of that?
The big implosion?
Big
Well,
suck.
that's what they say.
The big suck. That's just NASA's code word for themselves.
That was
the big.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Josh.
I was gonna say somebody in chat had put the big suck for the name of the vacuum chamber, which made me giggle.
No, it's the, it's the Big Crunch.
Yeah,
the Big
Dave
Crunch.
got that one. The Big Crunch.
Look it up. It's actually talked about in physics.
I thought
which
Kit
is
Kat
fucking stupid.
had that registered, but
Oh,
whatever.
there's about 15 different models that are out there that people don't even know exist.
What is the street address of the White House?
1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Oh shit! Well, congratulations, you got a.
There's a movie.
Yeah.
The only reason I know that is because of that pretty good movie, actually, really entertaining movie
For the time, yeah.
at the time, right?
Leslie,
Before
just-
we knew what
just a couple more here.
suckasses they really were.
Okay, so a laser, like a laser beam. LASER. What does it stand for?
Light
okay, hang on.
Actuated.
Damn it.
Fuck. I knew this once upon a time. It goes to
I
show
did
all
too.
the shit that I've forgotten.
I know.
Once you
me
just
too. I
abandon the
used to know
fact that
this.
you know anything, it's kind of like, what's the point of any of this, really? I'll just let all of it go.
Light amplification through stimulated emission of radiation.
Emission of radiation. Look, you need to reach out to our good buddy Dave in chat. He wants to talk to you, Andrew. I see. Big
Hit me
Bang
up
say
in
it.
the Iron Realm Media Telegram. We can chat. I'm
Yeah,
right
he's
there.
in the Telegram with us there, Dave. Just pop over there, and there he is.
Yeah, for sure. I would love that.
Remember, you heard it here
Radar
first.
stand for.
Oh, wait. Oh, fuck. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
No, it's gone. It won't come back.
Radar. Bueller.
Yeah, the repeating amp. Oh, man, hold on.
We don't have long, so.
Yeah, I can't. It's gone. I burnt that
Radio
cell off.
detection and ranging.
Ah, there you go.
That is how the Loran system worked, which is before we had GPS, ironically. Or supposed satellites.
Interesting.
Which brings me back to a previous question here. The last one I'm going to ask for the night, even though I have hundreds and hundreds more. Where is it at? Just going to read it correctly. Oh, okay. I'm going to give you two more. Quick one. What is the name of the electrical engineer that figured out how to send radio waves across the Atlantic Ocean?
Marconi played the mama.
Oh, shit. All right.
Listen to the radio. Don't you remember we built this city? Anyway.
All right. Last question that I'll shut up and let you guys
All right, go.
kick me out or whatever. Who came up with the Force the Line experiment, even though it has never been built?
Oh, damn it. Was that
Dan Mullins.
regular guy?
I think Zach just said it.
Oh, did
he did?
I think get the last name correct.
What was it?
Brian Mullins.
Brian Mullins. There you go.
Mullins.
Brian Mullins. There you go.
Wow,
Shout out
perfect.
to you, Brian.
Andrew, thank you so much. Love you guys. Thank y'all.
We will be here tonight for Have No Sphere. We'll be going over space lettuce over the past 12 months. If you believe it's 2022 and going to be 2023, then the year end should be soon. Otherwise, be good, be well, we love you.